So I hope you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So MDG stands for Master Data Governance. Okay, so it is a process of governing the master data. So now you can ask me like why this governance process is needed. Okay, so you can ask me why this governance process is needed in a market like the software industry. It is a very now old industry. It is not a very new industry. Okay, and various like softwares are there in the market, and SAP, there are Oracle or other things also there, Microsoft, and it has its own things, Google. So though so many companies, and they have their databases. Okay, and they have their data. So as we go in the process, what happens day by day? The data also getting increased. Okay, say for example today, like Amazon is having 1 million customer throughout. Just 1 minute. Screen is visible, right? Hello
Yeah,
everyone. Okay,
yeah.
fine. So data is also increasing gradually means for the every company. Okay. So now what the industry is facing? So industry is facing a problem now that as the data is getting increased day by day. So today you can say Amazon or Flipkart or whatever it is, they are having, say for example, 1 million customer. So within 5 years, as the customer base is increasing, maybe it could be 3 million, 4 million, or it could be billion also, right? So what it is happening as the means product means like the customer base, everything is increasing. The data also increasing day by day in their database. So along with this, what companies are facing, that there are so many duplicate data, okay, and garbage data, so which are not in used. Okay, so this is there in the database. So now to maintain this data is a huge headache for all the companies. So every industry is coming up with various technologies. Okay, they are coming with various technologies to handle all this situation, because like what companies want to do, they want to get the profit. Okay, and they want that seamless process should be there for their company. But for this redundant data and bad data in the system, so the company has to pay lots of revenue in these areas to cleanse the data and get a better data in their database. So every means industry has come up with their own solution. So SAP has also come up. So earlier it was there as MDM. Okay, so earlier SAP came with it MDM. MDM SAP has seen, okay, some of the means some point it has seen that okay, these are the like a disadvantage with MDM, and then SAP finally evolved with MDG. So MDG, what SAP is doing? SAP is doing the governance process. Now you will ask me what is governance process? Okay, so I am going in a very slow and easy manner, and so that a layman also can understand the terminologies and the process. Okay, in this course. So try to like listen carefully. It would be very easy for you to understand the things. Okay, now MDG. So what is MDG? It is a governance process. Now what it is governing? It is governing the data basically. Okay. Now you can ask me like how it is governing the data. So it is governing the data by will be doing, you will be creating a material, you will be changing a material, you will be deleting a material, or you can mass upload some material, right? So while you are doing, so as a consultant, where will you go? You will go to MM01 T code. So I hope everyone is from the SAP background, so they know this T codes and all. So FI also has their own T codes and all. So GL account and all, so they can go there. For BP also, BP T code is there. Okay, so for a customer and vendor also, T codes are there. So they will go to that T code and they will create a vendor or a material or a customer, okay, or a business partner or a GL account. When you are creating this, there are no such approval process, there are no such proper checks. Basic checks are there, but not to the extent. Okay, so to overcome this, so what is happening? So today, say for example, I don't have much knowledge, I have only 1 year of experience in and I have come, and I so somebody in my means industry told me that okay, this is the new material has come, we have to use it in our company, so you have to create this material in the system. It has already come to the company, but in digitally it should be there in the system, right? So you have given the task to create it. So what will you do? You will go and you will create the material in the system, but this type of material is already present in the system. But as a new beginner in this industry, you are not having much knowledge in this. So what will you do? You will go and you will create it. This is not your fault, you don't have proper knowledge on this, right? So like this, if today I have created, you have created, so many person are creating in the system. So after 5 years or 6 years or 7 years, there will be a huge number of like duplicate data, bad data, or redundant data will be there, and which are not fit to use. So to overcome this, SAP, what SAP is saying? SAP is saying, okay, we should have a process that whenever you are creating, changing, deleting, okay, this type of thing you are doing with the master data. This is very important. MDG works with the master data. We say master data governance, okay. So these master data should be governed. Governed means what? Once I want to create a material, I will go, I will create the material. It will go for the approval process to the senior person. Okay, say for example, I have submitted that I want to create this material, so this will go for the approval process to the approver one. Approver one will check, and he will say that okay, he or she will say that okay, this data is correct, then it will send it to the approver 2. Approver 2 also check. The approver 2 will be a much experienced person from the approver 1, so he or she will also see okay, data is correct, then send it to the approver 3. So every company or the industry has their own approval process. Okay, it is not like that what we want to do, they have their own approval process. Okay, so with this process, what they are doing, approval process, while you are creating the master data, it should go through all the checks. Okay, and then you can do the enrichment also to the data. So I have submitted the data, now approver will check okay, these are the data, whether these data are correct or not. So if he or she finds that okay, this data is correct, then okay. If he finds that okay, this data is not correct and some additional information should be added to this, so they will add the additional information to that. Okay, and then send it to the approver 2. Approver 2 will check okay, the information that they have provided, it is okay, but some more information is needed, so they can reject it and send it to submitter providing some comment that okay, the data what you have provided, it is partially correct, these are the data you have to correct, and these are the data additionally you have to add. So when the master data will be create or change in this process, so there is a less chance of creating. Earlier, if it is 90 or 95% chance of creating a bad data or duplicate data, now there is a chance of creating bad data is only 5%. Okay, or maybe less than that. creating a good quality of data is 90-95% or maybe 99%. How you are providing the approval process or basic checks or the like checks what you are providing. Okay, so these are the thing about master data governance. So this is basically the thing about master data governance. Now we will see like benefits of MDG, what is deployment, what is co-deployment, what is staging area, active area, what is CR. Because see, now I have told you like what is master data governance, why we use it, right? And little bit of the process, like what process basically the industry is basically following. Now I will tell you that these things, whatever has been like this process, how this process are designed in the system, and how the system works in terms of MDG. Okay, and what is the architecture basically it is following to govern this process. So what is MDG? I have like already covered. Means the short description I have given. So the formal definition and everything you can just go through this, like about MDG. So you can also say see the things like enterprise can enjoying and following facilities like centrally maintain supplier, finance, material, customer, and other data from said lines across the enterprise. Okay, advantage from a probable audit trial. So all these things are provided with the SAP MDG. Then use per built user interface and workflows on verified data models. Okay, duplicate master data to non-SAP and SAP system by enabling maintenance and creation of master data governance. So basically all these things means provided by MDG, and step by step you will see in this course like how these things are used and how the structure, how the flow. Okay, to see MDG is not a very tough to learn if provided if you understand the flow. What is the flow of MDG? Okay, from where the data is flowing where, okay, from which point it is going which point, what is the proper T code, okay, what is the proper like baddies. Okay, so if you understand the flow and connection between different segments of MDG, so MDG won't be tough to understand or MDG won't be tough to learn or work with. I know that uh, like when I learned MDG, because on job only I learned MDG, and when I was provided the first task for me, so it was I was very new. But the thing is, like the training what I got in the training, I have provided all my hard work, because that time I was very like I think 3 or 4 years of experience or maybe 5 years of experience I was having. So it was very new to me MDG. So that is why I try to learn it in a like very proper way. I do all my hard work. Whatever doubts I had, I used to clarify. Okay, try to understand the things. Like if it is the thing is here, so from where the data has come, next where it will go, what is the linkage? Okay, so the first task when I was given, when I built that, it was little bit big task. But when I delivered the task, that should there was not a single bug in that solution, and it was a like a little bit big development was there. So if you learn MDG in that way, I'm sure that like there won't be any problem or you will face challenges in MDG. So anyway, like with new requirements, new things, challenges will be there. It is not like that no challenges will be there, but the thing is you can easily manage those challenges if you are thorough with the concepts and the flow. Okay. So now some benefits of MDG. These benefits I can tell you now, but you can really understand and realize the benefit when you are going into the further into the course. Okay, because then you will look by yourself, okay, this is the thing I have done, so this is the benefit it is happening over here for this. Okay, so now for knowing purpose and for the knowledge purpose, just look into the things, and each and every point whatever has been provided here, these benefits you will understand properly. Okay, and realize this meaning of this each line when you are going further in the course. So it use the typical SAP ERP checks, reuse discrete existing SAP data structure and functionalities, adaptation and extendabilities to customer specific needs. UI is configurable, adaptable, and customizable with the support of floor plan manager. So floor plan manager is nothing but your FPM. Okay, integrate rule based workflow through BRF plus, that can be adjusted individually and quickly. Okay, it also allows automated workflow control. For example, principle of a simple double verification. Okay, consolidation and harmonization of the data in varied system, compliance with observance requirements, transparency on task in the field of master data handling, transparency on how the data affect business process. So see all these things whatever we are telling the benefits of MDG. So once you go into the course, so one topic when you will cover, you will really realize this thing. Okay, this is the thing basically it is doing. Okay, the data will be very transparent. Integration is means integrable. It is like UI and the, so we have MM01 screen, right? So in MDG, we provide like FPM screens or Fury screens. Okay, through that you will be providing your data, and your data will be governed through this like BRF plus workflows, or there are other workflows or static workflows are also there in MDG. So that workflows also you can use. Then it has validation rules. Okay, with the validation rules, what you can do, you can validate the data before sending it to the approvers, or approvers also they can validate the data through these baddies and all. Then replication is also there. You can replicate the data and various operational systems. So all this process you can do. Then what else we have? Then to understand MDG, first of all, we have to understand the deployment option, how MDG is deployed. Okay, so I hope everyone is aware of the ECC system. Okay, so ECC is a box that has been provided by SAP, where we are doing our day-to-day activities like creating our material, means changing, deleting. So, for example, business partner. Okay, the technical consultants are writing their codes in the developments and all. So for that, SAP has already provided the ECC box, right? So deployment option, SAP has like two part. One is hub deployment, one is core deployment. Okay. So first of all, let us understand what is hub deployment and what is core deployment. So hub deployment means what SAP is saying. SAP is saying that okay, your business is running on this ECC, operational ECC. So you are running your business in this operational ECC, and for the governance process, you don't want to do any changes in this system. Okay, because these are your production data, right? So directly you can. So now SAP has come. Say for example, Unilever is a very big company, right? So if SAP comes in a fine morning and going to the SAP executives are going to the Unilever and telling that okay, we have a new thing called MDG. So if you are using MDG in your system, so you're like whatever you are facing, like redundant data, bad data, and lots of your energy you are wasting in this. Your consultants are using reports, they're deleting data, programs, and all they are doing it. Okay, so all this can be managed going further with this MDG. So Unilever will say that what is like how can I trust on SAP that this will work in a proper way, because these are my operational data, okay, day to day activity, and millions of customer depends upon all this data, and like I can't use it to this whatever you are saying, okay. Then SAP will say no problem, so we can do one thing. So your operational system will be, how is it, let it be working like this. We will have another ECC parallel to this, where we will deploy our MDG. So this is the MDG box on top of the ECC. Now for governing, what you will do from this operational ECC data, you means send the data or load the data in the ECC, this ECC basically, and then with MDG we will govern the data, and then we can replicate the data to the operational ECC. So first of all, you have to do the initial load. So whatever data is there for creation, see for creation it is not needed because fresh data will be created, but change, delete or other things what is there, for that the data should be, initial load should be done here. Once the initial load, hello. Uh, if anyone
Hello?
does not have any question, yeah.
Yeah. That means
Anybody has any question?
that means we are using this MDG in the quality server. Is it correct? Instead of the production
No, 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 not in the quality server,
in
not
the
in the
golden
quality.
in configuration server.
No, no, no. See, it is not like that you are using it in quality server or golden. It is a completely different box, you can say. Okay.
Okay.
So in hub deployment, what you are doing, you can say it is a completely different box, ECC box you will be having. Okay. Parallel to this operation ECC, and the data first you will transport here, means initial load, you will load the data here. On top of that, your MDG will be there and you will govern the data, then you will replicate the data in your operational ECC. Getting the
Okay.
point? So it
That
could be in the
means we
development.
are using one more server.
Yes, in the
Okay.
hub deployment, you need an one more server, and it could be closely integrated. Say, for example, customer you are doing or BP you are doing, and you have CRM, you have SRM server. So then you will replicate to the CRM or SRM server. It is like this. Okay, hub deployment. The
And we
different
need to
altogether.
give the access to all the users also to approve
Pardon,
that
please.
request. That means we need to give the access of that
Yes,
server
yes,
to
yes.
all the users that using
All
MDG.
the user
Okay.
means
So
who
they
are
are
dealing with
using
this MDG.
to creating and approving the master
Uh,
data. Yeah.
yes, right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they will be providing the access and they will be doing whatever governance process they want to do. Because company to company, the governance process will be different, right? So my company have only 2 levels of approval, but your company could have 4 or 5 levels of approval. So what checks I am providing for my company, maybe it is not relevant, or maybe I can add additional fields also for my company. Okay, so these are all means there, so it is up to you. So if you learn the way how to do it, so n number of things you can do with this. So this is hub deployment. Now co-deployment, if I come to co-deployment, what is happening with co-deployment? Basically, with co-deployment on top of ECC, so with S4 HANA, SAP is providing co-deployment. So SAP is providing MDG box on top of it only. Okay, so if you are new to this, you are having or upgrading to S4 HANA, SAP will say, okay, I have MDG inbuilt in this. No need to take additionally. Okay, so cost will be also less, right? Additionally, you are getting MDG, but here what you have to do again, another ECC box you have to have in hub deployment. Again, MDG you have to put on top of it. So cost is more. Then you have to do replication also, right? Here, so if your means company's business is very diversified, very complex, maybe that time you can go to hub deployment. So this co-deployment also you can use it as a hub deployment. So say for example, S4 HANA, one box is there, SS means and MDG on top of ECC, and you have very diversified system. Okay, for this country means USA, you have one ECC box, for UK one, for means Africa one, for Middle East one. So that time what is there, it is a very diversified this one business. So that time also this code deployment box can be used as a hub. Okay, and then you can means replicate the data into the different system. That also you can do. Now, SAP has already given co-deployment, so the business which is not so diversified, they can use it as a co-deployment. So whatever operational ECC is there, on top of it you have MDG, and once means, so no need to replicate and anything. So once the data is approved, automatically data will be there in the standard or active tables. Any doubt in this? Anyone?
That means in co-deployment, we are directly using MDG in production server. Is it?
Yes. Operation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Production in the sense of operational server, because anything comes first will go to development, you will develop, then it will go to quality. Okay. So this operational ECC, what it is having, these are different segments, right? Clients, you will have the clients. So one is production client, one is your development client, one is what? Your this client, quality client, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Parts you will be doing. So that would be there in this. So any doubt in this co-deployment or this hub deployment? Anyone having any doubt? Because see, from this area, one question in interview they will ask, why we should go for core deployment, why will go for hub deployment. So they will ask, as a MDG consultant, what you will suggest. So then you can say that I first of all I have to understand how diversified the system is, means their process is. So if it is a very diversified in various countries, so you can take one example for countries or for regions, and then you can say, okay, if these are the things, then hub deployment. Or if on top of their operational ECC only, with S4 they are providing, if this serves their purpose, then we will say co-deployment. Then you can say the advantage, cost effectiveness, replication is not needed, synchronization is not needed. So for that we can suggest for co-deployment. Okay. So advantages also I have for co-deployment I have provided here. You can just check. Like UI continuity is there. All local attributes can be maintained in the MDG user interface because all checks required. Okay, for the local attributes are available in the ERP system. Process continuity. So whatever process is there, there is a continuous process, right? So no need to take another server and do the things again, replication and all, then synchronization. So it is not needed. So no latency for data replication, no cross system monitoring. So once you are sending the data or receiving the data of various system, then monitoring also needed, like whether the data is failing somewhere due to some error. Okay, what is the reason? So all these things are not needed for core deployment. Cost effectiveness also. No system integration is not needed, right? Like how the integration is needed, that of then no additional integration effort with respect to specific external services such as transaction management and translation management, or right. So all this benefit we are getting with the core deployment. Disadvantage of core deployment and like operational ERP system is not possible. Okay, so core deployment of MDG with an operational ERP system is not possible in a client where, so we have to understand like for what client this operational things is not possible. Like in a client where time dependency is required for the business partner in ERP. Okay, means your business partner when you are creating, so it is time dependent. Okay, it is not like that you are creating and then only it will be created into the system. So some time dependency is there, so in that time it won't be suitable. If SRM one server is also deployed, okay, so different servers are deployed, so then how will you do it? If customizing cannot be harmonized in relevant areas, okay, um, means customization is not possible, so that time also you can't do it. A core deployment of MDG with an operational ECC. Okay, if core deployment with certain industry solutions, so you can go through the notes. or add-ons. Okay, so they will provide that where this is not applicable, these notes will be guiding you by the effort and feasibility to harmonize and enhance customizing master data and authorizations. Then customer extension. So all these things are disadvantage of code deployment. So in this case, code deployment is not suitable for your solution. Then comes hub deployment. Okay, so hub deployment always start a fresh start with cleansed data. Fresh start means what? You are sending means when you are creating the data. So this box, in this box, when you are creating the data, it is a fresh data. Okay, then you will be sending it here. But code deployment, every data will be there in the same box only, right? And then less alignment on system maintenance cycles and faster innovation cycle possible. So why faster innovation cycle? Because I know that this is not my operation in SCC, so I can play with it. Okay, I can just whatever innovative techniques I want to apply, so I can apply, and then once while replicating I will be replicating, right? So if any data is going wrong in that system, it won't affecting the process, day-to-day process. Okay, no impact of MDG on system load in operational ERP and vice versa. So means when you are loading the data, okay, so from the operational ERP system, so there won't be much impact in the data perspective. If the data also get lost in the process, so no problem, again you can do it. Okay, so that process also possible and feasible over here. Higher flexibility, additional options when it comes to harmonization or mapping of customizing. Okay, so more flexible customization, more customization you can do, because you are not fearful, right, that okay, if anything goes wrong what will happen, because this is not your operational system. The ERP system is kept free of non ERP data. Okay, so if you are including different services, say for example you are a BP, okay, business partner, so business partner address is there. So now you are not aware of, so some person you want, sorry, some company you want as a business partner, so you want to do some business with this company, so you will get some data from the company, right? Now you want to validate it, so what you will do, maybe you can call a third party. Okay, and you will say that okay, I want to means get some information about this company, and so address is there for this company, can you just validate? Because you are in India and you want to do business in say for example UK. So in UK, if XYZ company is contacting you and they are saying that okay, we want to do your business in UK, you don't know, right, whether it is a fake company or it is a valid company. So you need a third party, okay, from UK, authenticated third party, that they should go and check whether these things are valid or not, whatever data they have provided. So these are what out of ERP system, so that also flexible, so if anything wrong data also come from there, no problem. Then active area of MDG hub with additional staging. Okay, so we will understand what is active area of staging area in the next slides. Master data may be archived in operational system and it kept in MDG hub. Okay, so what you will be archived in the operational ECC, that can be kept in the MDG hub. Drawbacks like additional hardware, like cost is needed, right? Then like to maintain the data and the ongoing process, like you have to do synchronization and customizing, so everything you have to look into, right, whether any error is coming while replicating, so monitoring is additional effort here. Then while doing the initial load, synchronization of data or customizing is there or not. So all the customization is provided in the operational ECC. But while adding the data in this ECC, which is on top of sorry, MDG on top of the ECC, the customizing is not, customized data is not maintained. That time what will happen, when you are doing the initial load, that time error will come, right? Metadata is sometimes maintained multiple times or at least at different places. Okay, so redundant data maintenance can happen over there. So these are the some drawbacks of MDG hub. Now change request. So this is very important in MDG, change request. Okay. So far we have talked about the governance process, sorry, the deployment process, like how it would be deployed. Okay. And what are the advantages or disadvantages of hub deployment or co-deployment? This we have understood. So now we say the process is ready. What to do with it? So in MDG, everything is governed with respect to a change request. Say for example, you are a employee of a company. So every process of yours in the company, how it would be processed with your employee ID, right? So if anybody wants to check anything about you, how they can check? They can check based on your employee ID. So in MDG also, how the changes, whatever happen, how they will track the changes, what changes has been done, what is the things and all, they can be track it with the help of change request. Getting the point? So change request is whole and soul, heart and soul of MDG, like how this process is happening. So all the tracking of the things can be done from this change request. Okay. So you use change request in SAP master data governance to trigger the process changes to master data. Okay. So it is basically triggering the process changes to master data. You use change request in your daily work to make changes to your data. Okay. So whatever changes you will be doing, this would be tracked with this change request or captured in this change request, which you can monitor. The system applies the governance rules and process you have defined. Okay. The change request process starts with a user's first entry for the purpose of creating or changing the data. So whatever you do, like creating or changing the data, so change request will be the first entity in the basically in MDG. What will be holding all this data or triggered this change? The user selects a suitable change request type. Okay, so in the process we will see while we go to the system how means what they are seeing here means how correct it is. So we will see in this system and understand why they are saying that suitable change request will type will be means selected. This change request type determines the next step in the process. A predefined group of people is assigned to each change request steps, means for the approval process. So for the company's business in Germany, so for example, in Germany, they have three levels of approval, right? But for Africa region, it has four levels of approval process. So for Africa region, you will choose different change request. Okay, so based on this change request, the approval process will also differ. This group is authorized to carry out the activities. So one of you has asked, right? So whether this will be provided to the particular person in MDG. So see, they will be authorized. These authorized people can only use it. For example, adding additional information or changing whatever it is, it would be done with this change request. The following figure illustrate the changes. So there is a one this is there, so you can understand from here what is happening. So basically what is happening, change request step 00 request. So this is the submitter basically or requester. He will request a change, say for example create a material or change a material. So then it will come here for a process here. Okay, so approval. So approval can do what he can do, he can send it for revision. Okay, revision means what, he has rejected it and send it for correction, or he can finalize processing. So it can come here, change the step to final check. So final check, he can approve or he can reject the final approval. So if he approves, then it will come here and process will be so all the changes will be done in the system and process will end. If he rejects, then it will come again for revision, then again it will come here again. So this process will continues. So these are the approval process. So maybe while in the system, when we go into the system, we can understand in a very proper way how it is been. We are doing this. Okay, we can understand. Then we said about active area and staging area. Okay, so let us understand, this is very important, active area and staging area. In MDG, basically we have two areas. One is active area, one is staging area. Now you might be wondering what is active area and what is staging area. Okay, so in MDG, what we are saying, we have data model. We have data model, we have BP data model, we have FI data model, right? So some data model we say it is a reuse data model. Some data model we say it is a what data model? It is a flex data model. Okay. So first of all, let us understand what is flex data model and what is reuse data model. Okay. Then we will understand the staging and active area in a proper way. So I have put here. Okay. I think this slide is missing. Okay, no problem. So let us go and understand what is flex. So in MDG, we say we have different areas in MDG, right? What are the different areas? We have we have BP, where we have customer and vendor. Okay. Then what else we have? We have FI, and then we have our custom data model. These are the data models basically. Okay, or these are the areas in MDG, means functional areas. So in every functional area, they are having data models. So MDG starts with what? MDG starts with a data model. Now you will say, why data model? Because what MDG is doing, it is governing the master data. Okay, it is governing master data. So if it is governing master data, so whatever means fields related to master data are there, they should be governed. Okay, so for that, what we are doing, we are having data model. So say for example, we are having data model. Okay, so now in domain, what we have seen, related tables. Okay, so what are the related tables? Like Mara, Mercy. Okay, so these are what? These are the tables related to, like means this master data tables. So there are so many tables related to this. Let's say for these three tables, then it has fields. Like what are the fields? Material group, MATKL, I think is there. So material group is there. Okay, and then classification related. So many fields are there, attributes are there in this tables. Okay, now these things, whatever is there, these tables and fields, whatever is there in SAP so these things should be governed. So for governing this, SAP said, like whatever the fields we want to govern and tables we want to govern, we will have a model for that. So how they are using this model? Using entity. So under this data model, we will be having entity, we will be having attributes. Okay, we will be having entities. So entities are nothing but like the tables, and attributes are nothing but like the fields in the table. Okay, so like this, it will be first designed. So this data model is designed basically to structure the staging area. Okay, structure the staging area. Staging area, basically what is staging area? Staging area is nothing but tables only, or group of tables only, which will hold the temporary data. Okay, it is basically holds the temporary data. Now you will say, what temporary data and why temporary data? So when you are doing the governance process, first what you will do, you are the submitter, right? You are the submitter. As a submitter, what you will do, say for example, you want to create a material, right? So you will come to the UI screen. Okay, MDG provides a UI screen. You will come, you will choose a particular change request based on your requirement. Okay, you want to print the change request, you will choose. Against this change request, you will start filling the UI screen, like the means material group, material type. Okay, and then UOM means all these things you will be using. Okay, providing. So let me just, I think the system, if the systems are open, maybe I can show you. It is open over here. So like this, it is there. So you can see UI screen will be there. So this is the change request number. So in before, like previous screen, what you were doing, you were like you choose the change request type. Based on change request type, the number has been generated. And in MM01 for material, how you are filling the fields, you can fill the fields over here. Okay, so you have filled it, and then it will be submitted. So it will be go to the approver one. In this process, what is happening? The data what you have just submitted now, this is what, this is not yet been approved, finally approved. So say for example, it is a 3 level approver 2, then approver 3. So what is happening? So these data, what are there here? Okay, these are what not finally approved. So these data, what we can say, somewhere we should keep this data, right? This temporary data, because this data can be approved, then only it will be reflected in this standard tables, or it could be rejected by the approvers. Then this data, we don't need this data, right? If it is rejected, then we can correct, and even though if it is rejected, then we can withdraw it, right? So that is why some place should be there where we should keep the data while it is in the approval process. So this is the area. This is called staging area. Staging area is nothing but the temporary area. Okay, so a group of tables will be there. It will be having the temporary data. And to design this staging area, basically we design the data model, okay, based on the tables and the fields uh, here with entity and entity types and providing relationships. Okay, this staging area will be designed. Okay, so once the approver basically approve the data, what will happen? This data, what is there in the staging area, from staging area it will be reflected to the this active areas. Okay, active area nothing but the standard tables what you are having in the ECC. So it could be Mara, or it could be like BP related tables or FI related tables, customer vendor related tables. So there that it should be reflected. Okay, once it is finally approved. Now in this, one point is there which is reuse data model and flex data model. SAP is saying that MM and BP are reuse data model. This the architecture is built in such a way that they are defined as reuse. Okay, and FI is used as a flex data model. Now you will see what is reuse and what is flex. Okay, see, these are the questions they will be asking in interview. Staging area, active area, when the data will be coming to the active area, you can say once it is finally approved, then it will come to the, when the CR is finally approved. This is more correct. When the change request is, because everything is we are doing against this change request, right? So you will say when the change request is finally approved, then from the staging area data will be reflected to this active area, means the standard tables. Okay, now, to do so, we have two techniques. One is reuse data model and one is flex. So one, you are creating the data model, MM data model, you will say it is a reuse data model because it is provided by SAP like this, MM and BP. So once the CR is finally approved in this approval by the approver 3, from staging data, the data will be reflected to this active table through access class. Okay. Now just understand these terms and try to remember these terms. Thoroughly we will see in the class. Sorry, we will see in the class what is happening. Okay, so access class, staging to active through the access class. Okay, but with Flex this is not the case. Okay, so in reuse what is happening, through access class data is replicated to the this active tables, and the temporary data what is there in the staging area, it would be deleted. But in Flex mode what is happening, once the data is approved, means CR is finally approved, the data won't be replicated to this active tables, and data won't be deleted from this staging table. It would be there in the staging area only, because FI data is very sensitive data. And finally, if you want to replicate, their SAP is saying some final approver or final person should be there who will again validate everything, and then they will do the process self replication to this tables. Any doubt in this? They will be asking what is the what is use on Flex data model, what is staging area and active area. Okay, so you have to explain.
Can you see the Flex model? That means you want to say there is one more approver and data is present into the
No,
staging area.
so that person is not the approval, but this person is the final person, okay, who will be monitoring everything. Okay, they maybe they will be the very experienced people who will finally check everything and see, okay, everything is correct, and
From
then
our or from SAP
uh,
side, this person
yeah, please
from
tell
the
me.
organization or it's from SAP side.
He will be from the organizational side and who will be having a very good experience in SAP FI. Okay, so maybe he will be having 15 to 20 hours, maybe. Like it is up to the person, like how expert this person is. So very senior person will be there in FI who will check all the things, and then who will do this replication to this tables.
And the
Getting the
data
point?
will remain present into the staging area.
Yes, the data will be there in the staging area. Because if anything goes wrong in future, there should be some checkpoint, right? So this is the stage, because FI they keep the data so that if anything goes wrong, they have a chance to revert the things or check in the staging area, like what is the what are the things basically happened, where it goes wrong. So that is why, because FI data are very sensitive data, it is related to the currency and all.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
So far, any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? So this is the staging and active area. Okay, so once the CR is activated after all this approval process, then from staging area, which is the temporary data, it will come to the active area, and means in reuse what will happen? Replication will start automatically, because in the hub system, what I say, it is the operational ECC, here the MDG on top of ECC. So from here replication automatically start. We will have the configuration based on that, it automatically start. But in FI it won't be automatically started. Okay, to start it again, that person has to check, it has to come to this tables, and then manually the replication has to be started, not automatically.
What is the difference between steward and approver? Both are same.
Steward basically a person who will be checking the data and who will be changing. Say for example, I am the submitter. I have sent some data to steward. Steward will check if he finds okay the data what the submitter has provided, it is not correct. He has the authority to change it. He can add the additional data and then send it to the approver. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Or he can send it to the submitter stating that these are the areas the data is wrong, just correct the data and then send it again. So this is
Means
the
he is
authority
the expert
that
person
person is.
on that field.
Huh?
He is the expert person.
What?
for that particular
Yes, yes,
last
yes.
step.
So so everything, whatever approval process, the expert persons will only be there. Experienced person will be there who will be looking closely to the governance. Okay, how it could be governed. Okay, so this is the staging area, change request, active area. So, like this staging area will be having some status, like if it is the inactive data, means the CR is not yet been finally approved, then the status will be 0. When it is finally approved, the status will be 1. So in the flex mode you can see that status 1 data is there, but in use you can't see the data in staging. Once the data is activated, data will be deleted from the staging area and it would be replicated to the means your active area. What are the standard tables? Okay. Everything whatever I have explained, you can go through this slide and read. So all these things are there only. Okay. Then comes to the content of the course. So this is just the overview of the content. So every means a part has different segments also. Okay. So in the data modeling also different segments. Process modeling also you have CR modeling, you have a static workflow, you have dynamic or BRF plus workflow. Then you have baddies associated with this. Okay. Then some governance process is there. Okay, so whether these entities governed or attributes are governed or not, that also we can have in this. UI modeling also you have how to model the UI. CBA is there, like enhancement customization is there. Okay, then validation and derivations are there through the baddie or through the like FPM, like whatever your methods are there. Okay, feeder class methods are there. Then MDG APIs are there. Okay, so how these APIs you are using, this is there. Then MDG domain related informations are there, like MMBP, FI related tables and how these are governed. Everything will be there. Then additional bodies which are used in MDG. Okay, these bodies also I will be telling you. Then mass processing, like how you would do file upload or DIF you will be doing. Then search and duplicate checks will be there. Okay, replication consolidation will be there. And then some Fury part also I'll be telling some Fury apps. What are the Fury
What is
apps are
the meaning
used?
of consolidation? Can you please sorry, can you please tell one line if possible?
Which one?
Consolidation, the last one.
Consolidation is like new process added to SAP. So consolidation also, like say for example, like mass data creation you want to do or mass data change you want to do, right? So in that case, earlier also SAP has provided some process. Now new process it has been provided where closely you can through Excel or means data will be uploaded to the system and then these data will be governed. Getting the point?
Okay. Yeah.
So in your company, you have a requirement of creating 100 material at a time or 1,000 material at a time. So that time what will happen? You can't go and one by one you can do, right? Or you have to do mass processing. So for this type of thing, earlier mass processing two methods were there. Now a new method SAP has come as consolidation. But consolidation is not yet fully functional in the market. Till now, I haven't seen, but yeah, coming year, so SAP, whatever means new solution SAP comes up with, at least few years it takes to be adopted by the industry. Because see, industry are very lazy person because they say, okay, my day-to-day activity are served with the existing solution. Okay, so why should I like come out of my comfort zone and new technology I should means take up into. Okay, but SAP is providing this thing. So with S4 and all these things are coming. So what are the new customers are coming in MDG? They will be taking it, and gradually old customer will also come. So to have the work in consolidation. So till now, like one project I have seen where consolidation has been configured, but not in a full extent. Okay, but yeah, gradually this will definitely will come into the market. People will take this, but maybe another 2-3 years it will take fully. Bits and pieces it is there, but fully another 2-3 years it will take to fully function in the this market. Getting the point?